smash the like button. Also, Bret Hart is bitter because Hollywood Hogan didn't see any potential in him.
I'm telling you, Bret the Hitman Hart, my God, he is such a hater. He might go down as the biggest hater in fake pro wrestling history. And he's bitter. He never lets anything go. This man is bitter towards Goldberg. Who else? Shawn Michaels, Paul Levesque, Hollywood Hogan, especially Hollywood Hogan. This man, he doesn't let go of any grudges. It's sad. Bret is in his 60s. That's the crazy part. Bret is in his 60s. And this man will never let anything go. So let's talk about Hollywood Hogan. Bret the Hitman Hart, he is still hating on Hollywood Hogan. I'm like, bruh, look here, Bret Hart. Keep Hollywood Hogan's name out your effing mouth. Let it go. It's like he's still bitter over the Yokozuna shit. That's facts. He's still bitter over the Yokozuna WrestleMania shit. It's like, bro, that was over 30-something years ago. Why are we still on this? It's like, let that shit go. You gotta let that shit go. So, let's poke holes into what he said about Hollywood Hogan. My God, it is so cliche to say that Hollywood Hogan was selfish and he didn't want to put over anybody. That is so false. Listen, if you are a big-time star, you can't lose to anybody. You can't lose to everybody, right? Look at John Cena. I think these past 10 years has really hurt his legacy. The fact that he comes in and out. I respect that he comes back to put people over. I respect that he is now unselfish when it comes to losing. But at what cost? He always loses. In hindsight, it has really hurt his legacy. The fact of the matter is, he's never beaten Roman Reigns. So by that same logic, nah, bro. Nah, nigga. You can't call yourself the GOAT. You never beaten Roman Reigns. If this was Hollywood Hogan, he would beat Roman Reigns, but they will go split 1v1 in terms of Hogan will let Roman beat him, and then Hollywood Hogan will get his win back. Listen, John, he puts over too many people, right? You can't do that. How can we be mad at Hollywood Hogan for protecting his spot, protecting his legacy in terms of he never wanted to lose against a jobber, and rightfully so. If you are supposed to be the biggest star in the world, you can't lose to everybody. That will hurt your rep. That will hurt your legacy. You can't do it. Okay, John Cena has lost to Solo Sikoa. Wow, in hindsight, yeah, that was a bad loss. You see, John, for the past 8-10 years, he always loses. But it's like, you can't do that, man. You gotta protect your legacy. You gotta be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't lose to Billy Gunn. Don't lose to Jeff Jarrett. That makes no sense. You are Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what I mean. Stone Cold protected his spot. That's what Hollywood Hogan did. What's the problem? I don't get it. So, Bret says, oh, Hollywood Hogan, he never put over anybody. He didn't want to see the company grow. That's false. Let's talk about his last run in the World Wrestling Federation back in 02, 03. He was tag team partners with a young Edge, which means his goal was to give Edge the rub. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, Bret, you are wrong. I just poked holes into your logic. You're saying, oh, Hollywood Hogan never wanted to see the company grow if he wasn't the top guy. That's false. That's wrong. What about the Ultimate Warrior? Last time I checked, Hollywood Hogan put him over. What about Lex Luger? He put him over. What about Yokozuna? He put him over. Bill Goldberg, Rocky Maivia, Brock Lesnar, Sting. I might be missing some more. Hollywood Hogan, he knew what the fuck he was doing, right? His mindset was, okay, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose against somebody who has potential, upside, who's very marketable. Last time I checked, Sting was marketable. The Ultimate Warrior was marketable. Brock, Rocky Maivia, Goldberg, Yoko, Luger. So why wouldn't Hollywood Hogan want to lose to them? Those men got star potential. They had star potential. Listen, Bret the Hitman Hart, you was not marketable compared to the guys that I just mentioned. So Hollywood Hogan, he knew what the fuck he was doing. Okay, was Bret a draw? No. See, Bret is just bitter because he was never the draw like Hollywood Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rocky Maivia. So he's bitter. You see, he's jealous, right? He sees how Hollywood Hogan, he put over Rocky Maivia at WrestleMania. He sees that. Bret says, man, how come Hollywood Hogan didn't do that for me? Because, bruh, you ain't no draw. You was not marketable. There was no point. You was never a bigger star than Hollywood Hogan. Listen, bro, you can make the argument that back in 01, 02, Rocky Maivia was a bigger star than Hollywood Hogan. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a bigger star than you, than Hogan, right? What about Edge? Okay, what about this? Was Bret ever a bigger star than Brock Lesnar? No. Was he ever a bigger star than Edge? I'm gonna say no. I think Bret and Edge are at the same level. Let's speak facts. Let's be real. Was Bret ever a bigger star than Edge? No. They were neck and neck, the same level. So that's why Bret is jealous. He sees how Hollywood Hogan chose to put over all these bigger stars than Bret. And still to this day, he is still bitter and jealous. Listen, did Stone Cold Steve Austin ever lose to jobbers in that mid-card? No. Did Rocky Maivia ever lose to mid-carders? No. Because they are big-time stars. That's why I rank Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rocky Maivia over John Cena. You see, you can't always put over every young guy that you think has potential. Is that potential there? If it's not, you can't do it. Why did John Cena get dominated by Solo Sikoa? Did that pay off for Solo? No. Did Solo become a main eventer? No. What about Austin Theory versus John Cena? That match didn't age well. The outcome of that match did not age well. What has Austin Theory done since beating John Cena? Nothing. He's done nothing since then. When it comes to fake pro wrestling, as a legend, you have to protect your legacy. You have to protect your rep, your mystique. Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match was against Kevin Owens, and most likely that was a legit retirement match. That might be the last time we see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling in a match, but yet he still beat Kevin Owens. What about Rocky Maivia? Most likely, that might be his last match in the World Wrestling Federation, pinning Cody Rhodes. He beat Cody Rhodes, and most likely, that might be Rocky Maivaia's last match. You see, you must go out on top. Okay, let's be real. Before John Cena grabbed number 17, he had a rep for losing matches since 2018. That was the biggest talk in town, that John couldn't win a singles match since 2018. That was never Hollywood Hogan. That was never Stone Cold Steve Austin or Rocky Maivia. Hell no. Can you imagine? Rocky Maivia, for a 8-year stretch, not winning any singles matches? Hell no. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin. No, because they know who they are. They are big time stars, superstars, legends, top guys. You can't put over everybody. So how can you be mad at Hollywood Hogan for protecting his spot? If I'm going to lose against somebody, it needs to be against Goldberg or The Warrior or Sting or Brock, right? Guys that are at my level or can exceed me. Listen, don't pay attention to Bret the Hitman Hart. He's bitter. His heart is bitter. He has no facts or evidence to support his logic about Hollywood Hogan. It doesn't make sense. It was Hollywood Hogan's idea to put over Bill Goldberg on Nitro. That was his idea. It was Hollywood Hogan's idea to lose to Sting at Starrcade. It was Hollywood Hogan's idea to lose to Lex Luger. You see? So what is Bret talking about? That's called business. From a business perspective, it does make sense to lose to Bill Goldberg at that time. It did make sense to lose to a red hot Lex Luger. It did make sense to lose to a red hot Sting. It's called business, supply and demand. I want to make money. It makes sense for the biggest heel to lose against a guy who is a mega over good guy, like a Bill Goldberg at that time. Like I said, Bret the Hitman Hart was not that over back in 94, 93. He thinks he was, but he was not. Let's talk about Roman Reigns. For the past 4 or 5 years, I've been telling people that the only guy that made the most sense to dethrone him was Cody Rhodes, because Roman Reigns was the biggest star in the whole entire company. He can't lose to a Seth Rollins. He can't lose to a John Cena. He can't lose to Brock Lesnar. He needs to lose to somebody that's around his age or younger, and that guy has to be the future face of the company. That guy was Cody Rhodes. If you are going to lose, it needs to be against somebody who's at your level. Bret was never at the level of Hollywood Hogan. You see, that's called business. That's called smart booking. Protect your investment. Don't have Roman Reigns lose to Finn Balor. Don't have Roman Reigns lose to Drew Mack. Don't have Roman Reigns lose to Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. No, it needs to be against Cody mother effing Rhodes. I kept on telling you for the past 4 years, it was Cody Rhodes or bust. So the point is, Hollywood Hogan was a smart politician backstage. He knew who to put over. His goal was to put over guys that were at his level or had the potential to be at his level. And that man was Bill Goldberg. You see, that's called smart business. Bret knows nothing about business. He thinks being a great fake pro wrestler draws money. He thinks being a great fake pro wrestler gives you some kind of entitlement to ask for shit. It's like, bro, you was not the draw like a Stone Cold Steve Austin was. Oh yeah, by the way, if you have a problem with anything I said in this video, well, guess what? I have a great solution. Let's run that fade, dog. I don't duck no fades. Yeah, nigga, let's catch the fade. And I'm done.